When this officer was fit to come back to duty according to the doctors and you didn't agree with it, do you believe that this officer is fit now to return to duty?
I haven't spoken to him, so I can't answer.
Do your lieutenants get back to you as to what's going on, as to who's fit for duty and who's not? The reason I'm asking is, do you feel is this police officer carrying a gun now, or is he on limited duty, or is he in the station or out of the station?
He's on full duty.
Wait a minute.
Retrained and he's on full duty.
Wait a minute. I got to go back a minute. I'm sorry. If you would just yield for 1 second. I didn't understand the answer to that last question. This is an employee who's had unbelievable press on and problems within the department, and he's back on duty, and you haven't talked to him? You haven't spoken to him?
I have not.
You have no opinion of whether he's fit for duty? He said he hadn't spoken to him. He didn't answer the question.
Okay. So you have no opinion because you haven't spoken to him whether he's fit for duty. Is that a fair, counselor, to your question? You have no opinion?
Well, I'm concerned if we have a police officer on the streets that's not carrying a gun. Is he carrying a gun?
Yes, he's been trained.
Okay.
I think you shouldn't be a police officer on the street and not be allowed to carry a gun. You're a target. And
Please continue.
I'm sorry, but I think we settled we solved some murders quicker than we came to the resolution on this, if we've gotten there yet. The parties agree to the settlement not be released, made public, except as required by law. Is the public right to know weigh into this at all?
The public right to know what?
The tax dollars are being spent.
The public right to know what, though?
Public right to know exactly how this $25,000 is going to be, what it's being spent for, and what is the cause of it.
First of all, the settlement in redacted form is released and is now a public document. Second of all, in public disciplinary matters, there is no such thing as the public right to know. We are making our very concerted effort here to answer as many questions as possible. You have very good questions. I think just by the amount of time we've spent here for 2 meetings in a row, you can see that's what we're doing. So no one here is opposed to having the public understand as much as possible in areas that are public matters. A great many aspects of disciplinary matters by statute are not public matters, nor should they be.
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
From the point that he was cleared to come back to work to the point that he finally did come back, he was on admin leave, and the personnel director had just told us that the investigation had not been completed. Why was it not completed?
I'm not sure that's the case. I'd have to go through the files and see the exact dates. But this case presented a lot of problems with locating some of the witnesses that we needed.
Well, let me ask you, Chief. What was the reason between the period he was cleared to come back to work and he wasn't allowed to come back? Between that period, what was the reason why he wasn't allowed to come back? If you could answer that question. Why wasn't he allowed to come back to work when he was cleared to come back? Why are we...
I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, sure.
Well, my opinion was he wasn't fit for duty.
All right. Your opinion was he wasn't fit for duty.
That's correct.
But then why didn't you go through the process of firing him?
We went through a process and where he was attempting to relocate to another city. So he basically stalled trying to relocate to another city.
But because of that decision of not allowing him back, the city is now trying to settle with him, and I imagine agreeing to the fact that his contractual rights have been violated, and we're settling with him for $25,000. So
that's what the lawyer recommends, correct?
But that's not what you recommend?
We did hire a lawyer, so I guess you'd be a fool not to do what the lawyer says.
You guys are on the same team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If I may, can you understand the Chief? The Chief and I have difference of opinion on what the result of the outcome of this state case is, and in all fairness, it should be known.
Okay, could you explain that?
Well, he, and I said it to him when we had our conversation. He is concerned with his own department and what he thinks is the best interest, whether I agree with him or not. He's taken an honest opinion of what he thought was the best interest of the department. I indicated to him that may be the case, but we have to take a look and see what's the best interest of the city of Gloucester as a whole. When you get involved in these type of situations, and what the probability of success are on the merits.